Hey fellas, so I've got just over 30 minutes left on this memory card, so I'm going to try and knock out green and red, make some sort of an event to do it quick. Some sort of effort to do so quickly. Alright, so on a disciple. It's 1-1 for a green. You can see him making a sapperling fly. Because, you know, it would be wrong if you made a dragonfly, or a horsefly, or an elephant fly. Oh, wait, hold on. No, we need more flying elephants. Yeah, we got a flying elephant card already, you know. What is it, Mighty Leap? It's a white instant. Your target creature +2/+2 in flying. The illustration is a flying elephant. So anyways, he's a 1-1. Pump blue and tap. Target creature gains flying. Pump black and tap. Target creature gets -2/-2 till end of turn. It's okay. No problems with it. Lay of the land. Single green. Sorcery. Search your library for a basic land. Reveal. Put it in hand. Shuffle. Yeah, it's nothing special. It's okay. It's nothing special. Urborg Elf. I've only got 2 of them here. I'm pretty sure I've got more in a deck. He's a 1-1 for Colson the green. Taps for green, blue, or black. It's not bad. It's pretty saucy. And a Sanctuary Land. 2 Colson the green. Beginning of your upkeep, if you control a blue or black perm, target creature gets +1/+1 till end of turn. If both, +5/+5. That +5/+5. Pretty saucy. Penumbra Bobcat, and you might recall the Haunted Angel I talked about yesterday. When it dies, your opponent gets a basically a 3/3 black token copy of it, but without the make a token when it dies clause. It was actually very similar to the Penumbra creatures. We have a Penumbra Bobcat. It's a 2/1. When it goes to the graveyard from play, you get a 2/1 black cat creature token. There's a Penumbra Bobcat. Strengthen Knight, 2 Colson the green, instant. Creatures you control get +1/+1 till end of turn. If you paid the kicker cost of black, zombies you control get an additional +2/+2. It's alright. And Evolver, 3 Colson the green for a 3/3. If you paid the blue kicker, if a Colson of blue comes into play with 2 +1/+1 counters and flying. If you paid the black kicker of black, it gets 1 +1/+1 counter, and you can pay 3 life to regenerate it. So, worst case, he's a 3/3. Best case, he's a 6/6 flying regenerating. Okay, flight and regeneration together, pretty nice. Especially with a 6/6 body, you know? Only have a couple of those. We've got Gaia's Balance. 3 Colson the green. Sorcery. As an addition to its casting cost, you must also sacrifice 5 lands. Search your library for a land card of each basic land type. Put them into play. Shuffle. Interesting. I'm sure there's ways to abuse it. Sylvan Messenger. He's a 2/2 trample. When he hits the board, you look at your top 4 cards. Well, you reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Put all elves revealed this way into your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library. Bodnar. 4 colors on the green for a 2/2. Whenever a player plays a black spell, it gets +2/+2 till end of turn. If you want to put this in like splash this into a black weenie deck, I suppose it would be alright. Otherwise, not really so much. Penumbra Kavu. 4 colors and a black for a 3/3. When he goes to the graveyard from play, put a 3/3 black Kavu token into play underneath your control. Yeah. Savage Gorilla. 3/3 for 4 and a black. Blue, black, tap and sacrifice him. Target creature gets -3/+3 till end of turn. Draw a card. Good in draft. Otherwise, meh. Tranquil Path. It's basically a tranquility where you draw a card. You're paying an extra 2 colors for the draw card. Doesn't really impress me. Gleipnir, he's a 4/4. Whenever a player plays a blue spell, he gets +2/+2 till end of turn. Not terrifyingly impressed by it. Kavu Howler, 4, double green, 4/5. Hits the board, reveal top 4. All Kavu go to your hand, rest on bottom. Yeah, you had like that for a bunch of tribes. Kavu Mauler. He's a 4/4 trample for 4 and double green. Whenever he attacks, he gets +1/+1 till end of turn for each other attacking Kavu. He can get ridiculous. What's really nice is, you know, when you have a creature with ridiculous size and trample, that's always nice. If you're ridiculously huge and you don't have trample, you really should be a little bit lower costed, in my opinion. Simply on account of the fact that, hey, you know what? What's the point if I can just jump block them? You know what the difference is between an 8/8 and a 3/3? Other than the fact that, you know, it's harder to, like, you know, I look at it this way. If you're playing, like, say, you know, mass token production, say you got a Jade Mage out or something crazy like that. The biggest difference between a 3/3 and a 7/7 is how many tokens you'd have to throw in front of it to kill it, because they all chump block the same. They all chump block the same. The red cards. Bloodfire Dwarf. He's a 1/1 for a red. Pump red and sacrifice him for 1 damage target creature without flying. The Bloodfire mechanic is something you see on a handful of cards in this set. It's actually kind of spiffy. The Raka Disciple. Once again, another one of the Disciples. He's a 1/1. White and tap for to prevent 1 damage target creature or player. Blue and tap, target creature gains flying till end of turn. He's a creature type is wizard. At some point in the past, probably during like one of the huge creature erratas they've done once or twice over the years, he's been made a Minotaur wizard. Oh yeah. Can't go wrong with Battle Cattle. Well, actually, yes you can. You'll see that in a minute. Tarngoth Glare, red, sorcery. Look at the top 3 cards of target player's library, put them back in any order, and then they do the same to you. Yeah. I don't know. It'd be fun if there was a way to, like, you know, do it over and over and again, but Bloodfire Infusion. Can only be placed on a creature you control. Pump red and sacrifice that creature for damage equal to the creature's power to each creature. It's alright. Basically, it turns one of your creatures into a removal spell. Mass removal, if you do it right. Dwarf of Patrol, 2 and a red for a 4/2. It doesn't untap during your untap. Whenever you play a non-red spell, untap it. You know, if it had a spiffy tap ability, that would be different. I'd say cool. Simply being a 4/2, yeah, I'm really ho-hum on it. Especially consider traditionally you for a colorless and double red, you can get a 4/2 with a drawback that you can work around and turn into an advantage, you know? But oh well. Dwarf of Patrol never saw a lot of play. Kavu Glider, if I seem to recall correctly, in one of the flavor texts on one of the earlier cards in the set, was at this rate the next Kavu we'll see has wings. It's a Kavu with wings. He's a 2/1 for 2 colors and a red. Gets flying if you pump blue. If you pump white, gets +0/+1 till end of turn. He's okay. Raka Sanctuary. During your upkeep, if you control a white or blue permanent, deals 1 damage to target creature. If both 3 instead. It's not bad. The Raka Volver. I don't know if he's been allowed to be a Minotaur. As far as I know, all of the Volvers still have the Volver creature type and none others. As far as I know. I'd have to double check. Don't quote me on this. He's a 2/2 for 2 colors and a red. White kicker for colors and a white gives him a pair of +1/+1 counters and the equivalent of lifelink. Blue kicker gives him a +1/+1 counter and flying. So at worst, he's a 2/2 for 2 colors and a red. He's a gray ogre at worst, which is far from exemplary. At best, he's a 5/5 flying lifelink. Yeah, gimme. I'll take a 5/5 flying lifelink. For what? 1, 2, 3, a red, a white, and a blue though. Meh. I suppose you pay for that. The a little bit high mana cost is pretty much there for to pay for the flexibility that you can play him at lower casting costs. Smash. It's basically Shatter for 1 more mana and gives you a draw card. That's actually not bad in the slightest. That's one of the best variants on Shatter you're going to see. Tundra Kavu. He's a 2/2, tap, target land becomes plains or island until end of turn. The reason why it's called Tundra is because the old dual land Tundra was a plains and an island. Yeah. Fun happy stuff. Wild Research. This is an interesting little card. It's 2 colors and a white for an enchantment. Pay a color and a white, search your library for an enchantment card, reveal, put it into your hand, then discard a card at random. Then shuffle. Color and a blue, you do the exact same thing, but with an instant. I want to like Wild Research. I really do. But that random discard is just so much a kick in the teeth. It's like, wait, there's a chance I could discard the card I just tutored for. Wait a second. But on the other hand, it is reusable. I don't know. I don't know. Dwarven Landslide. 3 colors and a red. Destroy target land. If you paid the kicker cost of 2 colors and a red and sacrifice a land, destroy another target land. The kicker cost is disproportionately high. I don't like it. Goblin Ringleader. He's a 2/2 haste. When he hits the board, reveal top 4 cards of your deck. Put all goblins revealed this way in your hand, the rest on the bottom. Yeah, it sounded familiar, ain't it? Minotaur Tactician. This is one of the ways you can go wrong with Minotaurs. He's a 1/1 for 4 mana. He's got haste. But he gets +1/+1 if you control a white creature and +1/+1 if you control a blue creature. So if you have a white creature and a blue creature, or a white and blue creature on the board, he's a 3/3 haste. Otherwise, he's not. I don't like him. If they had lowered the casting cost, he would have been cool. But since they didn't, he's just not. Bloodfire Kavu. He's a 2/2 red sacrifice. Himself, 2 damage to each creature. Not bad. Yeah, I mean, you know, best case scenario is a 2/2 bot that you can pop for some cheap damage. Worst case scenario, he's a massively overcosted Pyroclasm. Desolation Giant. He's a 3/3 for 2 colors and double red. So right there, that alone puts him a little bit behind the curve compared to, like, you know, Hill Giant, which is not really a good card, but oh well. It's a kicker of double white. When he hits the board, destroy all creatures you control. If you paid the kicker cost, destroy all creatures your opponent controls as well. Well, all creatures you control except for himself, of course. So basically the idea is you play him and he wipes all of your other creatures out. Or if you paid the kicker cost, he basically sits there and says, Day of Judgment, I hit the Day of Judgment for everyone but me. Which isn't all that bad. And actually it is actually more like Day of Judgment than Wrath of God, because it just says destroy. It doesn't say anything about regeneration. Wrath of God disallows regeneration. Bloodfire Colossus. He's a 6/6 for 6 and double red. That puts him a little bit behind the curve at times. But red and sacrifice him 6 to each creature and each player. He will hurt people. he will do mean stuff. Illuminate. X, red, sorcery. Deals X damage to target creature. If you paid the 2 colors and a red kicker, deals X damage to that creature's controller. If you paid the 3 colors and a blue kicker, draw X cards. So, yeah, that's kind of interesting. That's really interesting. I want to like it. I want to like it a lot, but I think the big problem is that the blue kicker is way too expensive. I mean, granted, you're talking about an incredible effect. X3, red, blue, deal X damage, target creature, draw X cards. That's actually pretty saucy. Unfortunately, that's also damn near unplayable. If the blue kicker was like blue, I'd be behind that card all the way, but unfortunately it's not. It's just not. So, started this lovely video with about 33 minutes on the memory card. Got just over 17 left. So, gonna go with blue and black tomorrow. I figure sometime after I get this uploaded, before I shoot the next video, I'm gonna dump the video off the card to hard drive. So, what's today? Tuesday? So there's Wednesday. There's Thursday. And after Invasion, all I've got left are Corsets and Scars of Mirrodin. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go into Scars block after this, and because I'm pretty sure I'll set drafting Scars. Sorting through the Corsets is gonna be interesting because it's gonna be like going through a lot of the stuff I've already done all over again, because it's all mixed up in their Corsets, you know. So it's gonna be like trying to like sift through a bunch of blocks all at once. It's gonna be an experience. I mean, I'm not really looking forward to doing that, but on the reverse side of the coin, I'm really looking forward to the fact that I'll probably be just plain done. I mean, done with all of this foolishness in probably less than a month. Yeah. And I've been at this how long? Oh, we're over 150 episodes now. If I recall correctly, we're over 150 episodes. Yeah, we are. Yeah, I've been at this about 4 or 5 months now. Yeah. I was not expecting this project to take about half a year. I really wasn't. But that's okay. Alright. Call that a wrap. Have a good one, fellas. Be safe.